Yo, what is going on, guys? We are back. We are posting a build video of the point guard that you guys see me get all those clips on my YouTube shorts. We're gonna get right into it. For the name, do whatever you want. Handiness, pick whatever you're feeling, whatever your preference is. I think the right-handers always get a little bit more of an advantage, though. Go with whatever jersey number you want. Start off, we're going point guard, 6'4", 178 pounds. For your wingspan, you're going to go 6'10". Start off, you're going to put up that driving dunk because we all want to see somebody get crammed on. You're going to go all the way up to a 93, which eventually will cap break that. You'll be able to get to a 96. Driving layup, go up to a 75. Get layup mixmaster on bronze. Lets you hit a little bit of tougher layups when you want to. At stand dunk, we're going to stay at a 40 for now. Now to the shooting. We're going to go three-pointer up to a 89 and your mid-range to an 80. This you're using one more cap breaker on, get that to a 90, which then will get you the, the satellite takeover, which is one of the two takeovers I use on this build. Depends on how I'm feeling. Free throw, you're going to go up to a 92. Now on to the passing. We're going to go up to a 82. That's all you need. 82 is all you need. Unless you're running comp pro-am 5s, then you might struggle a little bit to get those passes through. But 82 is perfect. You get versatile visionary on bronze. Lets you throw some good alley-oops to the homies. Sometimes you get those cool flashy ones. You throw them off the backboard or bounce them. You got your break starter silver, so you can throw that thing up the court. Diamond gold. Make sure your homies hit the shots. Ball handle, going to 90. Now this is very important to get this to a 90. Because if you end up playing long enough, which I have not gotten there yet, but if you play long enough and you hit veteran 2, go ahead, put 5 more cap breakers into this, and you'll have equal assassin on a legend, and you unlock Steve Francis, which, as everybody probably knows, it's the best style in the game. Speed with ball, we're going to go to an 89. The reason why we're going to an 89 is because, assuming you went ahead, you put 3 here, and you put 1 here, you can put 2 more here, and you'll get lightning launch on Hall of Fame. Now going down to my favorite part, the defense. Every build in this game needs to play defense. Unless you're a 2s player and you're kind of just running around screens, you need defense. So, you're going to go to an 83 perimeter defense, which might seem a little low, but as long as you know what you're doing, you got the right motion style on, which I'll provide for you later in the video, this is all you need. For your steal, going to a 91. Now block. One of the highlights of this build that I love so much, you get a 68 block, give you high flying denier on bronze. Now, chase down blocks are not as good as this year as they've been in past 2Ks, but you can still get some cool highlights with this build. And personally, me, I have no problem running down the court to swat somebody. Rebound, you're going to go up to a 60. 60 offensive rebound, just so you get the badge, rebound chaser. You're not going to be out there getting 8, 10 rebounds a game, but you'll be able to get a solid 2 to 5 if you know your positioning. And you kind of just, you know what you're doing. Defense rebound is going to be a 46. Speed is going to be an 87. Agility, 81. With a 60 standing dunk, 99 free throw. Or excuse me, a 63 stand dunk, 99 free throw. Now, I love having 99 free throw because this will allow you to get those easy points when you get hit and you go into the line. You're pretty much guaranteed to make that thing. It's pretty hard to miss a free throw with 99 free throw. And you have the highest free throw on the team most likely. So those transition fouls will go your way and you'll get extra points. 63 stand dunk. Now I know you don't get the best stand dunk animations because you are on a 6'4" guard, but you do get the basic two-handers and you get the basic one-hander, which is very nice. The shades of Kevin Johnson, Scoot Henderson, Tyrese Maxey, and the build name will be an inside-out specialist. Now, this build is a lot of fun. It's probably been my most reliable build on 2K. Love it, and I'll get into showing you the animations in just a sec. First things first, the most important thing for my jump shot that I use on this build, my primary jump shot is Kevin Porter Jr. base, which you do need to be starter 4 for. But I have another one for anybody that is not a starter 4 yet. But to get into this, your base is going to be Kevin Porter Jr., probably the best base in the game. You know, you can go this, you can go Patty Mills, Steph Curry, any of those guys. Oscar Robertson is release 1. Release 2 is Colin Sexton. I personally, my visual cue is release. I think is the most obvious one for this. You know, you see that nice flick on the wrist. If you're not doing this, I would probably go set point for it, just because you can really tell the peak of his jump is good. But to me, push didn't really work for me. Jump is just a little too fast. Release speed, gotta max that out so you can get that shot up before the defender closes out on you. Blending, you gotta do 27% Oscar Robertson, Colin Sexton 73%. The reason why Colin Sexton is 73% is because, as we all know, Oscar Robertson makes your jump shot extremely fast, and with the Kevin Porter Jr. base, it can sometimes be a little too fast, especially for me. I'm just a casual. So that's why we did Colin Sexton, who has a smoother base, kind of makes it a little easier to time. Now, for the dunk style. We all know we like to go throwing down on people. So, with that 96 driving dunk that you have, you can go ahead, get elite contacts off 2. It's probably, honestly, my favorite dunk package, the contact dunks in the game. Now, some people like the smalls more, some people like the one-hander. I don't really care for the one-hander. It's not for me. I have a build with it. It's not for me. Now you get all of these contact dunks on the Kill Gannon if you want a little flashy. Get these ones. Very nice. I highly recommend to have a reverse package on. I like the one off 2 better than the off 1. Kind of just, I feel a little flashier, more aggressive, and I think it's quicker animation all around. For your stand dunk, here you are. Gonna get 2 hand under basket regular. Now for the signature dunks, I only run 5 people. I do Michael Jordan for a little flashy, but you do need to be starter 4 for that. But his dunk package is not needed in any way. Personally, my opinion, the best one to have is probably Ja Morant or Vince Carter. So Ja, I feel like his dunks are very aggressive, very quick. Russell Westbrook is also another good choice. He has some simplicity to it, and he has some crazy tomahawk animations. Julius Erving, come on, man. We all know what Julius did. He has some crazy flashy dunks, especially once it gets into the baseline dunks that it shows. You know, it gets pretty heated. Vince Carter's nice. Get a little 360 in there. If you're on fast break, you want to hit a little flashy. And not to mention, you get some good standing dunks with his dunk package as well. Alley-oops. This build is not shy on that. We get every alley-oop package in the game except big man contacts. Now, back over to the jump shot creator. This is the jump shot you use if you are not a starter 4. Go ahead and you're going to have Kyrie Irving as your base. This one does require you to have a 93 pointer though. So you need to make sure with that cap breaker you are putting it to a 93 pointer so you get this nice jump shot. Now, to me, this jump shot is just absolutely money. Sometimes I even think it's better than my Kevin Porter Jr. jump shot when I switch to it every now and then. But gonna do Kyrie Irving as your lower base. I think his base is just so clean. I think it's obvious on every visual cue: push, release, jump, set point, all of them. Gonna do Oscar Robertson as the first one. Of course, Oscar Robertson is probably gonna be in every jump shot if you want a good one. Next, Dante DiVincenzo. I think it helps slow it down a little bit, kind of counteracts that speed that I talked about before. For the blending, visual cue, release, preference, release speed, gotta max that out. Sometimes, if you're a spot up shooter, I would even say to tone it down one tick just for that, because it can be pretty quick off a catch and shoot. Blending, 67% Oscar, 33% Dante. Now, to get off to the scoring moves, gonna rock the Kyrie Irving free throw. This is preference. Everybody has a preference on free throw. If I had to pick, I would probably do Kyrie Irving or Gilbert Arenas. They're my two favorites. Blip style, sadly, we do not get many options. But if you're going to pick between the default small and the default swing, go the default swing. Reason why I say that is because it gives you some nice Euro step animations and some good hang time in case the defender's closing out on you. Now for the go-to shot, I rock Devin Booker. There's plenty of options here though. I would say Buddy Hield is very good. There's a lot of animation canceling you can do and be real shifty. Now, you could also go Darius Garland. Now, let's be honest. If you're using a go-to shot, for the most part, you're not actually committed to the full animation. You're kind of looking more for something aggressive, give you some space, and then you cancel out of it and you run to the rim. Those are the two I recommend if you don't like Devin Booker. Joe pull-up, Chris Paul. Chris Paul is probably the best in the game. I don't think anybody can argue that. If you're not using Chris Paul, use normal too. They're almost identical. I just think Chris Paul is a little faster. Spin jumper, I use Kyrie Irving. You do need to be starter 4 for this one. But if you are not going to have this, use Trae Young. He has a very good spin back. It's a little flat looking, so just be careful of defenders closing out on you. For the hop jumper, a lot of people use different things. Some people use Kyle Lowry because it's just the crazy amount of space you can get. Some people use Steph Curry. Some people use Devin Booker. Me, I like to be a little different. I use Trae Young. Pure reason why I use Trae Young is just for a little bit of flash. It'll show the animation eventually, but you do a nice little behind the back gather shot. And I like to go in and I hit it behind the back and I fake out of it. It's pretty clean looking. Post fade, you probably ain't going to be shooting a lot of post fades on this build, but I switch off between Pro 2 and Pro 3. It doesn't really matter which one I'm using because I don't really use them that much. It's kind of a bailout method to me, if anything. Post hook, go Joel Embiid, don't really matter, but your hop shot is going to be Pro. Now for the motion style, there's a few people you can use here. You can use Alex Caruso, who I think has the best in the game. I get some crazy jog animations on my chase down blocks. You can use Jalen Suggs, who I think Jalen Suggs is also incredible. You can use Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Now for the playmaking. Pass style, none. I don't think with an 82 pass accuracy you can use any of the really good ones in the game. Some people say De'Aaron Fox is nice for it. You got Steph Curry, you have Trae Young, but I don't really like any of them because my favorite pass style in the game is probably LaMelo Ball. I know some people really talk about Tyrese Halliburton, and I do think it's a good one, but just not for me. Dribble style, obviously you're going to use Darius Garland. He has the best dribble style in the game, but if you want to run the one score with this build, use De'Aaron Fox. His is crazy for just blatant out ISO. It's very nice. Now, signature size up, you need to use Trae Young. Now, I know the ball handle is on the build is a 90, but I'm telling you should cap break it to a 92 so you get Trae Young's animations because he has the best animations probably for dribbling in the game. Definitely most of them. if you aren't using like Steve Francis and stuff. But there is substitutes if you don't have those cap breakers yet. So if you don't have cap breakers to use Trae Young, use De'Aaron Fox. I love this one. It's very good. It's smooth and it's kind of aggressive at the same time. Now, regular breakdown combo. You're gonna use Steph Curry. You know it does have that 92. So if you don't have those cap breakers, I'm gonna show you this substitution real quick. So if you don't have a 92 ball handle, you're going to use either Isaiah Thomas because you get some good separation, or if you want to be simpler, use Zach LaVine. Also, if you do have those extra cap breakers on, you can get Steve Francis. Do it because Steve Francis has the best breakdown animations in the game. Aggressive breakdown. Going to use Trae Young. This is what I'm saying. You're going to see a little system going with Trae Young. A lot of his animations are on my build. But, of course, I know some of y'all are probably saying, well, Edge, I don't have those cap breakers. Well, don't worry. I'm going to hook you up real quick. You're going to use either Devin Booker, but if you don't like that quick stop, you're going to go with Kyrie Irving. He's got a good combo, a little flashy, and you get good blow-bys. Escape moves. Here we are again. Trae Young. Trae Young is just one of his dribble styles is just insane. It's so good. But if you don't like Trae Young, you can also use Steph Curry's. Steph Curry's good because you get a lot of separation. You know, you can get past your defender real quick. I honestly switch off between the two. So, but if you don't have that 92, you can definitely go down a few different routes here. You can use Ja Morant. You can use Luka Doncic. Luka's is a little slow for me, but people do kind of use it on the taller guards at least. But if you don't like any of those, just use Pro. Pro's pretty good, and it's simple. Combo moves. I've been kind of using Tim Hardaway, but I used to use De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox is very nice, and Ja Morant is also good. Crossover. I use De'Aaron Fox. Now, the thing about this, you need to be a starter 4 for it. So if you aren't a starter 4 yet, go with Jordan Poole. Behind the back, here we are again, Trae Young. Behind the back is good, man. Gotta use it if you can. Say if you don't have it, go ahead and just throw on Darius Garland. His is very good. It's pretty aggressive too on some of the animations you get, and it kind of looks crazy sometimes. Spin, and if we're being honest, don't really matter. Nobody has a good spin in this game. And if you're using spins, it can lead to a lot of turnovers. But if I had to give preference, either Terry Rozier or Ja Morant. Hesitation. Now this is a must. You need to have Tyrese Halliburton. His hezzy game is crazy. Step back. Gotta go either Zach LaVine or gonna come all the way down here to Luka Doncic. It honestly is complete preference. Luka Doncic gives you that extra separation, but it kind of takes a little bit longer. Zach LaVine is a nice, quick little snatch, bang, pull a shot. Triple threat doesn't really matter. You know, you can use Joel Embiid for the simplicity, or you can use Kobe Bryant for the highlight. You know, I like them because they keep the ball very close to them. You know, it's very hard for an opponent to get a pluck on you. Now, if you do have the preferred animations that I told you, I'm going to go ahead and give you a few of my combos I like to do. My favorite one is the aggressive crossover into a behind the back. So what you're gonna do this is hold down RT, or I think it's R2, whatever the turbo button is on your console you're playing on. You're gonna do a cross behind the back, cross behind the back. Now, one thing you'll notice is you back up quite a bit when you do it. My favorite thing to do is I'll go ahead, go down, cross behind the back. Look at all that separation. You pull, green, easy every time. Probably shaking almost 90% of defenders. It's pretty unguardable. Now, one thing people I think forget about this year in dribbling is it's not always about holding down turbo and just crossing people up. It's also about sizing up your opponent. So, let go of turbo real quick. Kind of do any of the combo moves that I showed you with the combo packages, and just kind of combo up. Size up your opponent. He's gonna probably step down a little bit, thinking you're gonna attack. Then you go ahead, hit a few snatchbacks behind the backs. Then all of a sudden you're wide open. You pull it every time because it's chicken with my jump shot. You might be saying, well, I'm using rhythm shooting. Of course it's chicken. Well, guess what? You don't need to do rhythm shooting because that's green every time if I'm using button. You don't even need to do on fades. You can just go ahead, rip a fade with the button. It's green. Because guess what? That 93-point shot is clutch. Look, I'm pulling from half, bro. What are we even talking about here? My build does not have a 99 3-pointer, but I'm shooting like it. Because guess what? You don't need a 99 3-pointer to shoot with this build. But if you want my complete preference, you should be shooting with the button. Now, people say it all the time. 2K has RNG this year. It's trash. Well, guess what, man? One thing I can say doesn't have RNG is rhythm shooting. I think that shit is as true as it is. I go in threes, and I go multiple games where I go 8 for 8 from shooting. Well, if I do button, I might be shooting more 4 for 8. So if you want my key preference, just do rhythm shooting. Just let the ego slide and pull it out. Now, one thing I will say about rhythm shooting is it can be quite difficult to learn, especially on a fade. Some people don't really know how to do it, but all you gotta do is hold up on the stick instead of down, and then you're gonna flick it down. So you can go up, down. Watch. Bang. Now, with this build, it is not short of any type of finesse. You have a 96 driving dunk. You are a lethal weapon on offense. You can dribble like a demon. You can pull from anywhere on the court. So make sure you utilize things like a Euro step, like that. Now, finesse moves are not as good this year as they have been in other 2Ks, but if you know how to use them and how to execute perfectly, you will hit them every time. Other thing, hop step. Hop steps are lethal. As long as you aren't going up against a crazy lockdown, people will not be able to strip you on those hop steps. So make sure you're utilizing them as you go into the basket and showing them what's up. Think about this build. I don't have limitless range all that high. I only have it silver. But the thing about it, don't matter. Because you ripping shit like that with rhythm shooting and with my jumper. Now, let's get into a very important thing, and that is takeovers. Takeovers, you can go a lot of routes with it. My favorite is going to be the satellite takeover. Now, I don't think takeover is all that good in this 2K. I think it's not intimidating enough. I don't really feel scared when somebody pops takeover like in past 2Ks. So, if that is the case of the game, instead of worrying about your takeover's effectiveness, go ahead and just throw on deep bombing. All this does is lets you shoot from deeper without it affecting your jump shot or your green window as much. So make sure to pull that. Now, if you aren't going to go down that route, the skilled slasher one is also good. The reason why I say this one is because it'll give you a 99 driving dunk and a 97 3-pointer with an 82 driving layup, so it kind of just makes you even more of an offensive weapon. So, if you don't like any of those takeovers that I just showed you, you can go and throw on the flash takeover. This one allows you to hit some cool ankle breakers on your opponents. I have many YouTube shorts of me just absolutely annihilating somebody's ankles and they're on the ground crying for their mama. And it allows you to get those blow-bys so you can go ahead and rim run whenever the shot clock's getting low. opponent's playing too high up or too physical, you go and rip right by him. Well guys, if you like this video, make sure you hit that like button, make sure you subscribe. And if you guys like this build video, I can do so many more. I got builds from center builds, shooting guard Anthony Edwards build. I have another couple PG builds to show you. But that is all for today. Have a good one, guys.